Review episode 5 I must. Talk about the movie I should. It fulfilled my destiny. How's it going, Star Wars fans? Welcome to today's episode on Starling on Cinemas. That's Cinemas with an S. And for Way Back Wednesday, I'll be giving you my review on the popular one, Empire Strikes Back, episode 5. So before I begin, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment on the section below, and most importantly, watch from beginning to end. And don't forget to click that bell to keep up to date with all things SOS by clicking all. And if you're watching this on Instagram, don't forget to follow me if you're new. Like, share it on your story, and leave a comment on the section, whatever you have to say about Empire Strikes Back. Doesn't matter how you feel about it. The adventure continues in the Star Wars sequel. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia, and Chewbacca face an attack by the Imperial forces and its AT walkers on the ice planet of Hoth. While Han and Leia escape in the Millennium Falcon, Luke travels to Dagobah in search of Yoda. Only with the Jedi Master's help will Luke survive when the dark side of the Force beckons him into the ultimate duel with Darth Vader. The most popular opinion in the entire Star Wars fan base is that The Empire Strikes Back Episode 5 is the most popular, if not best, whatever your definition of that is, Star Wars movie of them all, the most popular one of them all. And I feel like this is strongly supported by the introduction of the Grand Master Yoda and the iconic I am your father scene. That is not on Maury or Jerry Springer, whatever. However, I will say that the story is a little unparalleled with The New Hope as far as quality and tone. While both of these Star Wars movies definitely have a different scale and scope, The Empire Strikes Back is the sequel that takes leaps of faith, that takes a few leaps of faith by giving us Infinity War-esque type of stakes and fates, while also keeping the pace of the narrative slow but steady. The pacing feels slower during the character moments, and there is certainly nothing wrong with that. But it helps to benefit the character development of Luke Skywalker as a Jedi Knight, but it lacks the opportunity to build the tension where Luke and Vader come face to face. Now, really, I don't know if that's how they promoted the movie, but if most of the marketing of this movie would have been leading up and centering around the potential fight between Luke and Vader and really getting people hyped up, just like how these summer blockbusters get us hyped up in their trailers, I guess that was the missed opportunity there in the actual film, just building that tension to the final fight, the final duel between Luke and Vader. But it would have, I know that this might have not helped, this might have not been thought about while making the sequel, but it would have helped the momentum feel more compact, and it does not overpile the plot, which is still a simple storyline that has a lot of things happening in between. Star Wars swiftly began its trilogy with the grounded trio, a grounded big three, Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Princess Leia. And they knew where they wanted to go with these characters, with Luke being an aspiring pilot and one who is strong with the Force. Han Solo is the cocky and self-absorbed pilot of the Millennium Falcon. And it seems like Princess Leia plays an authoritative role in commanding the Rebel Alliance, the good guys, for the translation for those non-Star Wars fans. While each of them continues the story arcs, Luke's story arc in The Empire Strikes Back has more significance because it looks like courtesy of the Force. Ben Kenobi requests that he seeks out Yoda on the planet Dagobah so that he can further learn the ways of the Force. Now remember, Yoda does know who Ben Kenobi was, so, Ben Kenobi knows what he was talking about. Obi-Wan knows what he was talking about. I'm just going to say Obi-Wan because that sounds better than Ben Kenobi. And this is where we meet the one and only Muppet version of Yoda. It is really easy to favor the CGI version of Yoda in the prequel trilogy, but this is when he became my instant favorite with the green alien-like appearance, very cartoonish, Jim Henson's puppetry, and his iconic passive voice speech patterns. Strong with the Force you must be, Skywalker. Do or do not. There is no try. But it's just so iconic because, it's a very eccentric way to talk. It might seem like he plays a minor role in helping Luke get out of here, but his impact will definitely be felt by the end of this trilogy and Return of the Jedi, and hopefully by the time we get to the Rise of Skywalker. I'm not sure if anyone else in the fan base makes this comparison though, but when we see Luke Skywalker face off with Darth Vader and lose the first time, and we get a shocking moment that had people talking right afterwards, after the movie and right after this fight, it was like when Iron Man and Thanos faced off in Avengers Infinity War, and shortly afterwards, we got ourselves a moment that shook the world to its core and had everybody talking for a year. The difference is that, listen, for those who don't really see this comparison as fair, and those who do, you know what I mean. You know, they were like, listen, this is not an Avengers movie. I get that, but the way that these two films were seen, they were seen as like the ambitious movie event of our time. Like Endgame and Infinity War were the ambitious movie events of our time, and The Empire Strikes Back was the ambitious sequel of their time. And it had a moment in that entire series that had everybody talking for generations, y'all. The difference is that the stakes were high throughout Infinity War, like throughout the 2 hour and 30-minute run. And the stakes were only high in that moment in The Empire Strikes Back where Darth Vader reveals the truth. For Han Solo and Princess Leia, they pretty much start a romance that feels like it is only made to make their separation towards the end emotional. Now, Donald Glover made for a superb and lacks Lando Calrissian, but Billy D. Williams was a nice addition to the saga, and a natural, and the way that plot thread, that this character tied in with Han Solo made for a natural continuation, natural continuity from the Solo spinoff. And when the Solo spinoff was made after, like many years, decades after this movie, 1980, you know, they really paid attention to the continuity and see how would this set up their meeting later in Empire Strikes Back. So that was very good. Rotten Tomatoes gives Empire Strikes Back a 94% score, the highest rating out of all of the Star Wars entries in the saga. The Empire Strikes Back might be the most popular one for all of the fans, the entire fan base as a whole, but I don't find it too different or superior to Episode 4, aside from introducing a prominent character, giving off a high-stakes tone, and a notorious reveal about the Skywalker legacy. So this might surprise y'all, but I'll give it a B+, 8.7 SOs out of 10. Some of you like A New Hope more than Empire Strikes Back? Yes, I guess so. But it's not that I haven't seen the original trilogy lots of times. I've seen it a few times. I've seen it enough to enjoy it and to call it a classic trilogy. But I will say so far that A New Hope is better than Empire Strikes Back. At least from my perspective of a critic. But anyway, that is my review on The Empire Strikes Back, Episode 5 of Star Wars series. You can let me know what you guys think of this in the comments below. You can give me your personal opinion about Empire Strikes Back yourself. And if you think the comparison to this and Infinity War is fair or ideal. But I'll see you guys laters.